Hi everyone, so today's problem of the day is detect cycles in 2D grid and what is given in description. Given a 2D array of characters grid of size m cross n, you need to find if there exists any cycle consisting of the same value in grid. A cycle is a path of length 4 or more in the grid that start and end at the same cell. From a given cell, you can move to one of the cell adjacent to it in one of the four direction up, down, left or right if it is having the same value of the current cell. Also, you cannot move to the cell that you visited in your last move. For example, if the cycle starts from this 1 comma 1, then we move to 1 comma 2, then we can't move back to 1 comma 1 because we came at 1 comma 2 from this 1 comma 1 only. So we can't move back to this. This is invalid. And we need to return true if any cycle of the same value exists in grid. Otherwise, we can return false. We can understand better with this example. So what given if I am starting from this cell, so I am moving either to up, down, left and right, and I need to move to the value, move to the cell that is having the same value as this value. So I move to this, then I move to this, then I move to this, then I move to this, down, down. I can't move back to this cell from this cell because it is already written that we can't move to the parent cell again. Then I move this, and finally I reached here. This is not even the parent because for this cell, the parent is this cell. So this is not the parent, but this is already visited. So this is already visited. That means visited. It is if it is visited, it is showing that we got the cycle and we can clearly return true in this case. So um, we don't need to find for this B because we already got. We can simply return from there only. So we'll try to understand how we can write a solution for this. So for this, if you will see, we need to track the parent. Get what will be the parent, and we need to traverse either up, down, left, and right. And we have given the grid. So if you have seen if we will need to move four direction and we will given grid, then we can either use BFS or we can use DFS. DFS is basically the recursion we need to use in in this DFS, and in BFS is a iterative where we will use with the help of queue we will traverse through all the adjacent cells. So in this solution we will try to do it with the help of BFS, and we need to keep track of the parent, and we will keep visited array also, so that it will show ki our cell is visited or not visited. Suppose if and we will use the queue. Now what will be the what type of queue we can use? We need to use queue pair comma pair. Pair comma pair. I'm using this pair comma pair because I need to store two pair. First pair will be the current I and j row and column, and second pair will be my parent I and parent j, because if I am at this cell, I need to store the value कि मैं कौन से पिछला मेरा cell कौन सा था parent cell, because with the help of parent cell only we need to find कि we got the cycle or not, because after reaching at some point, if we are again getting the same value and if that value is already visited and that is not even the parent, then we can say that we got the cycle. So if I will coming to the constraint, so constraint it is given ki grid dot length will be equals to m, and grid column is also column is n, and m and n can start from 1 and it should be less than equals to 500. Now moving to the solution. The solution, what I have done, I declared this n integer and n is showing the number of rows and m is showing the number of columns. Then I have declared this visited 2D array to track my cell, that if that cell is visited or it is not visited. Then I'm using this to loop this rows I will start from 0 to till n, and j is the column will start from 0 till m. Why I am using this to loop? Because I have a grid, and by using the to loop I can traverse through all my grid value one by one. So first I will check if my cell is visited or not visited, because if it is already visited my cell, then we already got the answer for that. We don't need to traverse for the visited cell. So if it is not visited, then we can call this BFS, and in BFS what we will pass? We will pass our current cell ka I row and current cell ka column value. Then -1 and -1 is showing that it is not this is the first cell and we don't have the parent as of now, because we are starting from that cell only. To parent X and parent Y will be -1 and visited grid, and n is the number of rows and m is the number of column of the grid. And we will try to check if we are getting cycle, if we will start from this I comma j cell. And if we will get true for this function, then we can simply return true that we got the cycle. Otherwise, we will traverse for other cells. And at the end, if we will not get any value, then we can return directly false. How I have implemented this BFS to check if there is a cycle or not. So for cycle, this I is the current ka row value and current cell ka column value. And this Px and Py are the parent X and parent Y. So I have declared this Q. Q I have already mentioned कि Q में I am storing two pairs. So what will be the two pairs? Two pairs will be current row, current column, and parent row and parent column. So initially my for this current cell I can mark this as true because it is visited, and I have pushed my current cell row and column and that parent row and column. Then I will use this loop while loop because I'm using BFS in this case. So I will pop my element and when I pop my element, then I can declare this XY and parent XY. Then I am traversing through all the four direction. For traversing all the four direction, I have declared these two arrays so that I can traverse all these four direction. So I have used this for loop and by using this for loop, I can get like I am in this position, and suppose my new nx and ny is this somewhere here. So I need to check ki this what I am getting after moving to right. If I am getting my new row and column, then new row and column should exist within the grid only. It should not go out of the grid. If it is going out of the grid, like row is going less than 0 or column is less than 0, or it is moving out of the row and column, then we can uh, uh, simply do continue because we will move to the next direction. And if it is within the cell, then we can move to the next step. Next step में what we are seeing कि if that new cell, suppose we are at this cell and we are moving to next cell, so this next cell का जो value है, that value should be same as this cell only. If it is not same, then also we will do continue and we will move to the next direction. But if it is same, we will again move to this next step. In next step, what I'm saying, next step, what I'm saying, ki if I'm traversing, suppose I'm my traversal start from this cell, then I move to this cell, then I move to this cell. So for this cell, my parent is this, but my new row and column, what I mean is my new cell is this. So I will check if my this cell should not be the parent for this. So that I'm checking with the help of this if condition. If it is the parent, then we can do continue and we will move to the next direction. If this is not the parent, this is something else. Like this case, this value is not the parent, then we can again go to other condition and we can see if this is already visited, that means visited means it will show that we are already traversing, like somewhere the loop is starting from there and we already traversed this value. It is already visited. Visited means we already got the cycle and we can return true. And if we have not got the cycle, then we can push this new values to the queue, this current x and y. And for this cell, what will be the parent? Parent will be this, and this value is here x and y. So we will push this parent for this new x and y, and then we will mark this new x and y as true, and ultimately at the end we will return true, because if we will get some cycle, then it will all automatically return true inside and we will not reach at this point. But if we are reaching at this point, that means we will not get the cycle and we can return true. if you will see the time complexity in this case, the time, what will be the time complexity? I have used these two loops. So time complexity will be big O of n into m. N is the number of row and m is the number of column. And inside of this function, I have used this. I'm moving to all the four direction. To move to all the four direction, it will be constant. You can assume it will be cross 4. And for space complexity will be big O of n into m, because I have used this visited array. So time complexity, this is 4 is a constant. Time complexity will become n into m. This complexity will be n into m. So yeah, that's it. And you, if you want to know this solution, I can paste this solution in the comment section, so you can get the solution also. So yeah, thank you.